So yeah, as we can see on the screen, they're doing their draft at the moment. They did get the map draft first, and then they did the bans and picks for the civs. So Baltic and Pigeons to you this time is out, but Gorge and Four Lakes in this case can be played. They're also again starting on Frisian Marshes, and yeah, we already have Sengoku Dynasty Daimyo, so they could be played on Frisian Marshes as we've seen. We do have the Delhi, which I don't think are gonna be played on Frisian Marshes, but we'll see. It really depends on what Cosmos will get away with for the remaining draft.
Yes. I mean, House of Lancaster, Sengoku, both are quite good for free shimashes, definitely. I mean, House of Lancaster feels like it's good on all maps.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what map. Maybe not the full water map, but yeah. And Chushi, we do not see Chushi that often in the past weeks, past days, past tournaments. I would say Mongols on the other side as a fourth pick, but let's have a look into the bands. We do have kind of similar bands, except the fourth one, the last one. There it's Byzantine and Tughlaq, but China, Japan, and Ottomans get banned on both sides, and I mean that's kind of the meta, let's say it this way, because most people, most pro, most streamer on high levels just say the same thing.
Yeah.
China, Japanese, and Ottoman are still S tier or close to S tier, something like this.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, so as the fifth pick, we do have Rus again here on Cosmos side, and Macedonians again coming in, and Byzantines and HIE on Msn.dk. So there we have it. Those are the civs that they picked for their best of 5 series. Starting.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Byzantine pick with Byzantine ban?
Yeah, so the bans are reversed. So what you see on Cosmos' side is that what got banned for him.
Oh.
Yeah, it is
Got
it is
it.
a little bit confusing at first, but yeah. So MSNDK he banned Byzantines, but then of course was able to still pick it
Yeah,
because
sure,
Cosmos.
sure.
Yeah. So there we have it. Frisian Marshes again, the first map. And they should also. You want Civica? There you go. Should also have the civs that they're gonna play on pretty shortly. Let's see. I can already put in the Frisian Marshes upcoming, and let's see. They should have that fairly soon. So what's your guess while we're still waiting? So this is what they drafted. What would you pick for either player?
Or Frisian Marshes?
Yes.
Wait, we have 4 lakes, Dry Arabia, Gorge, and Rocky.
Yeah. So Four Lakes, the other hybrid map in this pool. Baltic is out, so the full hybrid map in a sense where you actually can fight against each other on the water. That's out. Four Lakes is still in, so that might be picked later on, but not necessarily.
So I would expect Cosmos is playing Mongols or Ayyubids on Frisian. And MSN might go for Sengoku.
Okay. You got 50% correct. So.
Oh.
Yeah, so MSNDK is going to play. Wait, did I? Is that a correct? No, wait. Actually,
HRE versus Ayyubids. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, actually, I need to change that. So this way. Yes, MSNDK playing Holy Roman Empire and Cosmos playing the Ayyubids. Why is the map not showing?
I was thinking about Sengoku or HRE, honestly. But yeah, don't know why. But on the other hand, In the past tournament days, when we saw HRE, or when I saw HRE, let's say it this way, I saw it only played on, or mostly played on Frisian marshes. And I guess the fact that we have the opportunity for all the dogs it brings the opportunity, or brings the option up to go for mine work instead of a chapel, what we saw a couple times in the past on this map. And the mine work has some nice upgrades, but also the chapel with the wood line in the back and the farm transition around it because of all the wood and having from the beginning you start with the dock opening, so you have a heavy wood echo, right?
Yeah.
And because of the heavy wood echo, you will automatically bring up a farm transition behind this without any interruptions or something like this. You do not have to go for echo transition to drop the farms around the chapel. Because of your opponent is also going heavy on wood and placing docks. So those are some opportunities HRE has on this map. So pretty excited to see what MSN is doing here. And I would say Ayyubids is doing the classical thing. Tries to drop some docks into castle timing.
Yeah, that definitely seems reasonable. And that's the thing with HIE, they're really good on hybrid maps as well. And with either landmark, you can't really go wrong, right? I mean, as you said, with the Minework Palace, you got some really cool military options. You get the upgrades a little bit cheaper, 50%. You have the Owl Pikes, which increase the damage from Spearmen and Horsemen by 2. So that's a really good, just running around raiding with your horsemen. That's really strong. With the Aachen, as you said, with the woodland in the back, you have a very strong eco to set up your farms for the late game. That's definitely one way to play it. With the HE also gets the tech that with the monasteries, they also kind of get the Aachen Chapel buff, so they don't necessarily depend too much on that. So even if they don't go to Aachen Chapel, they can still have a very good late game eco. Um, so different options what HIE can do, and hard to predict kind of. So I imagine it's difficult for his opponent to yeah figure out the right way to tackle HRE here with the Ayyubids.
Yeah, but let's have a talk about a mine work again. I think the longer I think about the matchup, I do think that Ayyubid is here in a pretty bad spot.
Mm-hmm.
If Ayyubid goes castle,
Mm-hmm.
kind of a castle timing, he's dying to the and HRE greets it. HRE is going for a feudal commitment, and Ayyubids is dying because of the feudal commitment. Because of the military mass, together with chapel or with the minework, HRE is putting on the map. And then if he goes castle, what's the standard thing is you go horsemen, stables into knights with archers as a follow-up. Pretty standard. If you have minework on HRE side, you have the hard counter, right? So like pikes with spears, added damage against the knights, and horsemen added damage against the archers.
Yeah.
If he stays in feudal, what is the military combination Ayyubids is going for? The unique unit is Desert Raiders, but you do not want to fight Desert Raiders into a minework horseman spears combination by HRE. So pretty rough on paper if I think about this.
Yeah, on paper, I would definitely give it to HRE. And, well, we're gonna find out very shortly. Both players have started their game. So we're gonna just jump right into it and let's find out who, not who, how they're gonna play it. And Msn.dk actually immediately opened with the barracks. Really nice move here. And of course on the wood line, or on the straggler tree rather, so opening on the barracks will, I would assume, then move into the docks, but he might actually look for some very aggressive early game. Let's see if Cosmos is actually able to scout that in time and react to that, because if you're not, it can be extremely brutal if you're not aware of that. The goal being outside of the DC range. Okay, he does see that. Okay.
But sorry for interruption. He did not scout it and already did the right opening, because he did not go for a dock opening. He did go for a berries opening, a very standard land opening for Cosmos. So the spear opening does not interrupt the dock opening at all or something like this. But the spear opening is still there and will bring some pressure on the gold.
Yeah, and the thing is, you don't have the wood right now for a tower, of course, and Cosmos isn't on wood, so he couldn't go and react to that with respond to that with a Dark Age tower at all. He even cancelled the House of Wisdom just to have a little bit more time to mine gold. So potentially just looking to go into Feudal Age, forfeit the gold for the time being. Maybe we'll open with the Desert Raiders. It doesn't. Well, actually, as I'm saying that, it actually looks like Growthwing. He split all the villagers now.
Yeah.
And has enough gold. So yeah, just in time, just taking one hit from the Spearman. So he did get enough gold. He can go up to the Feudal Age. He will most likely go for the Growthwing, because he split the villagers like that. And yeah, then he has to fight his way back into the game. There's 2 golds which are pretty close here, so as long as Msn.dk can camp that position here with the Spearman, and potentially, as we talked about before the game, with the Minework Palace and Horsemen and all the kind of stuff, a strong wood eco, so you can also go into mass archers if you want to, especially with the Aachen Chapel. So there's a lot of options that what HAE can do in this position. He did go for a dock here at some point, so slowly also adding some boats, some fishing boats here as well. And we have the military ring reinforcement actually, so we do get the Desert Raiders and not the Growthwing, as I initially thought.
But that means most likely Cosmos is going up with the Castle Grove ring, right? Because what's the point about the splitting on berries if not going for the growth ring?
Well, you can do it either way. Even if you never use it, even if you never go for the growth wing, you can you can just do it. There's not really a downside to it, other than that some villagers will have a long walking distance at the start. So it might be just a precaution if if he wants to use it later on. If he wants to use it, he needs to pull them at some point, just so they don't run out before he gets to that point with Castle Age. And going fast Castle is kind of out of the picture now, because he doesn't have a gold access at all.
Yeah, but he will have the gold access pretty soon after hitting Feudal, because the Desert Raiders kills those spears pretty easy.
That's true, yeah.
So, I mean, he will not have any issues with gold access in the situation he finds himself right now, but the interesting thing will be what's about food and what's MSN overall plan. He's going with 3 worlds. He did not go for Myrak, he did go for Chapel. That's proved right now.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Yeah. And he followed up with the dog in Dark Age. But do we see? Yeah, he will go for another dog Dark Age. So that means, yeah, I would expect MSN is going for something like a feudal play. Yeah. He's not raiding, and he's not going castle, I would say.
Yeah, so MSN, he's already pulling back his spearmen just so that the Desert Raider will not kill them immediately. Um, Desert Raider, you know, notably doesn't do bonus damage against spearmen like the archers would do, but he has a pretty high base damage, so...
What the fuck is going on with this red scout there? Sneaky little, sneaky little. I did not know or did not recognize that also scouts can go for rams.
Yeah, they
with
can.
military ring.
With the military wing, any unit, even the range, even the cavalry, can go for a ram. So that is a very, very sneaky play here by Cosmos. A really nice touch. I really like that he's really using that part. I mean, it's been detected, so that's the downside. So it's not like super surprising here. But a really, really nice move. Also, yeah, went onto that dock here just to have a little bit of a fishing eco as well. Not looking for fast castle here apparently, because it's only with 2 villagers on gold and is now like moving heavily into wood just to get the food eco up to speed. And yeah, I mean, right now the growth wing would still be available here as long as it doesn't overuse the berries here at this point.
So we do see 2 archery range for MSN and 1 barracks, so MSN is going for feudal. Obviously he has to because of the play by Cosmos, I would say. But Ram is dropped and there are only 5 military units in front of MSN base, and there are only 3 spears. Archers still in production, only with 1 archery range. Maybe not enough resources for sustaining 2, but I would expect this dog is dying here, because there are also some archers on side of Cosmos, and the spears are the only thing to commit to the ram, but the ram is unprotected.
Yeah, the ram is unprotected. The archers is just running around, but it's only 2 archers, so it's gonna... I mean, okay, the spearmen, they're kind of low health already, so you could snipe them out. Desert Raiders, they are susceptible to archer fire, so you gotta be careful there just a little bit. I don't think that this attempt really works in Cosmos' favor for now, just because MSN already has a sizable army on the field, and the Desert Raiders, they're great units, but against Spearman Archer, it's not the strongest. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, especially the archers will do some good damage against the Desert Raiders. And the ram is just idling, surrounding. The initial damage on the ram without any protection was a bit unlucky for Cosmos here in this situation, because there were only a couple of spears, just 3 to 4. Now there are enough spears to defend the dog at all, and the ram does not do anything. A ram is moving somewhere over the map. Yeah, tries to... Oh, nice villager pick here by Cosmos, that dog here, and with the other ram he tries to snipe the dog in the south at the point, but ram gets killed.
Yeah, ram gets killed, but dog also gets cancelled here, and meanwhile Cosmos was able to move out on several pawns here, so he's currently sitting at 3 different pawns, and MSN is just on 2 pawns. So Cosmos was able to, I don't want to say get back into the game, because that refers or implies that he was out at some point, but definitely was able to make some good moves here and put a little bit of pressure onto MSN, who cannot just do whatever he wants, basically.
Yeah, so growth ring might not be an option, because he's eating the berries at all. At least 1 second gets eaten pretty soon, so yeah, the split was just there.
Yeah.
And yeah, Desert Raiders circling at the south of the map, and archers get produced. So that's interesting thing. What is a better spot for Cosmos right now, because MSN was producing spears and archers. Meanwhile, Cosmos is only producing archers. He is now adding some spears. That's kind of crazy. I don't understand why, because he does need spears at all. He just needs, in this situation, only archers to get a better archer mass. Or maybe horsemen.
Yes, like if he goes horseman archer, I think the archer numbers are enough to deal with the spearmen. He just needs to have a handful or potentially more horsemen, because the horsemen right now are an issue. Dow getting dropped, so this is doing some good damage, but is it gonna be enough? Because the dog is already pretty damaged. Meanwhile, in this situation, the Desert Raiders are actually not doing you too much of a favor here. They're not really great against the archers, and they're definitely not great against the spearmen, so if you're just massing archers as the Ayyubids in this situation, I think you're just gonna lose because the HRE have the better eco at this point.
Yeah, does HRE have the better eco? I mean, we have Golden Age for the Ayyubids.
True,
so,
yeah, but I mean with the Aachen Chapel, that's what I'm saying. Like half of the wood villages, they're under the influence of the first prelate of the Aachen Chapel, so you have that. You also have it's not called marching drills, but like the faster move speed from the infantry, and so if you're just going archers against archers, if you have to run away, you're gonna lose. If you have to hunt them down, you're gonna lose because you can't catch up to them. So yeah,
just a second, sorry, I have to go to the door. Be right back. No, for your information.
Not a problem. We're gonna continue on here. Desert Raiders trying to snipe the fishing boat and they succeed, but also losing one of the Desert Raiders here, so that is kind of costly. And without a scout, yeah, Cosmos not really seeing anything here. Horsemen, archers trying to, yeah, hit and run here and kite a little bit with the move command not being completed here, so they're just standing, stopping and dying. And yeah, Msn.dk actually has enough resources to go up to Castle Age, which he's doing right now. Ragnar's Cathedral getting dropped right outside here of the Aachen Chapel influence. So we do have a pretty solid, pretty fast Castle Age here with 15 villages, and then I don't see any way how Cosmos can stop the relics being picked up. I mean, he does have enough archers now, that's a good size, but Msn can now just add knights, pick up the relics, and looks to be in a very, very strong position. But he only has one prelate though, and they're not out on the field, out on a map trying to grab relics, so it will be a little bit delayed. Let's see, it doesn't have any prelate in queue at the moment. Well, it doesn't have the gold. Doesn't have the gold for that.
I'm back.
Welcome back. So yeah, you just messed out Msn.dk going to Castle Age with the Regnits, 15 villagers building that. Doesn't have a prelate on the map right now, doesn't have one in queue either. And so yeah, now we're adding horsemen to Cosmos's arsenal, and they should be very, very efficient and effective in this situation. Unless Msn is able to mass up knights, then it might be a different story, but we do have a couple Desert Raiders, so either way should be fine. Hopefully.
Hopefully, we will figure it out. I mean, 3 stables gets dropped, so there's some knight attempt on side of Msn, and first prelate is now on the map. Pretty soon he will get the first relic into the dog, so this gold income will provide some gold support for the knight production. And yeah, military counts or military numbers are in favor of Cosmos, and he's still producing, has 500 in the bank, quite a bit. And at that point, the difficult thing for Cosmos is he needs to wait. He cannot provide or he cannot speed up the age up. He has to wait the full time, and we'll see.
Yeah, and I mean he's far off. That like it's not that it's now in queue and it's just gonna take a minute. It is that he's very very far off, and yeah, he does have the better army numbers and also the higher army value overall. But value is kind of meaningless if you don't have the counters for it, right? I mean you can have double the army value if you don't have the right units. You're still gonna lose the fight. And now we see that the veteran archer is actually hunting down the Ayyubids. And you do have a couple knights, which, yeah, will deal very, very effectively with the horsemen and the archers. And just have a quick question here in chat. Msn, you can do either map. You can do EGC or the regular one. It's basically up to your preference. If you prefer EGC Dry Arabia, you can for the next match you can do either one.
What's going on? You are playing. No, I mean, I know it's the delay.
Well, apparently the game is already over. We're not gonna spoil how it ends. Like right now, it looks kind of even, and it could go either way depending on the micro and depending on whether or not Msn can keep his knights alive. But army numbers, archer numbers especially, looking still very very solid. Also, don't forget that they're of course a couple minutes ahead of us, so the game will last for a few more minutes. It's not gonna, most likely at least, not gonna be this skirmish deciding the fate of the game. But Msn really trying to push here with the knights, trying to get some footing onto the map. Is up to 2 relics in his possession. The third one is on the way back home. So that's already a really good position for HRE to be in, and winning the game is an even better position to be in.
And we know what's the next map.
We do know what's the next map, though. Yes, we just had that question. So let's take a look at the post-game stats here. Not a whole lot of villager kills overall here, so very, very well-protected villagers. They had living a good life. Military-wise, it was just that, yeah, more army against better army is a tough position. Although I'm still not 100% sure why Cosmos tapped out at this moment. I mean, yeah, he lost quite a lot, but did he see himself in such a bad position that he didn't want to continue? That's my question. I guess it's yeah. I mean, no.
Yeah,
it was just mainly the equal thing. He was like, well, I'm way behind. Yes, I have army, but that doesn't matter, and that doesn't mean anything if I cannot get up to castle age in time.
Yeah.
My opponent is picking up all the relics, so what? Yeah.
I mean, he did not have way more military. It was coming up to a point where the military numbers gets even, but one military was castle and the other full castle tech, and the other still feudal. So what's the point about the thing is when you have something like this Cosmos, I'd say you either push out and reinforce the push with production with producing more military, or you retreat, wait, and follow up castle yourself. But Cosmos did not push out after the castle timing comes, and still produce and was still producing military. So
yeah,
what is the follow up behind this? The full feudal military of the opponent will go into castle army, and then yeah, you have a rough spot. Well, unlucky here. Cosmos did not push out because I would say he could put some pressure, even though he would not have built any military production. He could put some pressure on Msn.dk with his military he had on the field. But waiting and sitting there was yeah. In this situation, he was, I would say, the worst thing he could do. But, however, we have a second map, and it's Mali against House of Lancaster. Oh, rough.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to see that second game. Msn.dk showed us just now that he means business and he's a really, really good player. And um, I don't like playing against House of Lancaster. No, basically no matter who plays House of Lancaster, but having it in such capable hands must be a really feels bad moment. Even though Malians is good and they do have some very, very strong counters against House of Lancaster for sure, but yeah, okay, I mean you said rough. Would you say that it is definitely something that is really, really good for House of Lancaster, or is it better for Malians?
So there's a first spike where House of Lancaster is definitely in a better spot, I would
Mm-hmm.
say. It's in a don't call the number too hard. 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes,
Yeah.
something like this. So early on, especially in feudal, until the point where the first mana is where the first mana runs out,
Mm-hmm.
kind of that. If Mali survived that point, defending his pit mine and could go with for some kettles, I would say it changed into favor on Mali's side. But it's a rough time early on because the income, and not only the income situation, but also the fact that House of Lancaster can go for a Dark Age pressure, and Emerson is going in for it. Yeah, it does not feel pretty good for Mali, I would say. And Cosmos decided to go for the tower play to defend his pit mine. I mean, it's only one spear. MSN is going for in feudal, so I don't think that's worth it. I think MSN is delaying Mali that way that Mali will find himself in a more difficult spot without this tower play.
Yeah. At the same time, the question remains: if you don't go for the tower on this position, you're kind of inviting your opponent to keep on the aggression. I mean, yeah, right now it's only one spearman, but if there wouldn't be a tower there, maybe you're like, okay, great, he's not putting up a tower, he's not putting up Donzos. Maybe I'll add one or two more spearmen, and then I burn down the pitman a little bit faster than that, and I
Yeah, but on
prevent the
this level,
houses as well.
yeah, yeah, sure. But on this level, it's not like I do it. The opening is a decision,
Hmm.
and MSN decided to go for one spear. Doesn't matter if there's a tower or not.
Yeah.
Even if there's no tower, MSN would not set the resources, the income to produce more spears, because then his build order is ass, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, makes sense.
scouting is important at that point, and this one spear is doing more than he needs to. He delayed
Hmm.
he reduced the pit mine income, forced the tower, just 100 wood into a thing he don't care about at all, because this one spear costs what, like 80 resources, and he forced to go for 100 resources wood for the tower. The second mill, normally you don't go for a mill early on like that, so everything was on point, or is on point for MSN.
Yeah, I mean, well, at the same time, to kind of counter that argument, you also have to add a barracks, which MSN or which House of Lancaster doesn't necessarily need in the Dark Age. So you basically
True.
spend 230 resources to force a response, and you're gonna need to. I mean, you're gonna need the barracks at some point. You're gonna need the mill at some point. So you could argue definitely that it's totally fine for either player for yeah to make the decisions that they made. I definitely like the play from either player. I think the tower is valuable. I think it is a smart decision. Not to mention that it does provide some nice vision. So in general, that's fine. And the Dark Age play with going for one spearman and just poke your opponent and see what happens is also definitely a smart move. So I like either play. And besides that, there's not really anything unusual going on. We do have the Abbey of Kings coming up from Msn.dk and Monster Quarry on the side of Cosmos with 5 villagers. So he's kind of rushing it up, I want to say, compared to the 3 from Msn.dk.
I mean, he has to somehow because of the earlier timing by MSN.
Yeah.
And the King Opener is there. Rex gets trapped. I'm now interested to see what Cosmos is going for. Is he going for Musufadis or is he going for Donzus? I would expect some Musufadis with follow up by an archery range or something like this because... Or maybe he stays with the Rex because there's a stable.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, there's a stable, so you're gonna see the Hobolas, and so you kind of need the Donzos against that. And yeah, that's the first Donzo in queue, actually moving out to what's gonna be the second pit mine. Because yeah, I mean, as we know, with each age, Malians can build another pit mine, so he's going to look for the second one. That would be an option, of course. It's a little bit closer to base, but also a little bit forward. If you're going for a pit mine over here, you can just wall it off kind of easily, and then you should be safe. At the same time, you do need to find a response to deal with the Lord of Lancaster, so mass archers could be a play. Musafadi warriors would definitely be an option. Sofa would be kind of okay against it, but yeah, not the greatest. Spearman riding a little bit too close to the sun here and getting sniped by the town center. A lot of attack pings here going on at the same time. My goodness.
2 barracks for Mali right now. I mean, only 1 stable with some Hobolas. So, yeah, we do see some Musafadis. He needs Musafadis because of the Lords of Lancaster. Yeah. Now archery range is the follow-up, so that's pretty smart. Forcing with the Hobolas and the Lords, the Mali player into barracks. Where you go for Musafadis and Donzos and follow up with archery ranges, double archery range, and the manor next to the wood line means he will commit very hard into archers. And Cosmos does not have any answer to those archers, but those archers are the hard counter to each unit Cosmos is producing right now.
Yeah, I mean, of course we could see either the sofa or potentially the javelin throws being built by Cosmos, but then again you have a very slow infantry based comp and the Hobolas in mass numbers will just run through you. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what Cosmos is planning as a response. Right now, MSN has a slightly higher army value, but that doesn't mean anything. If he runs into the army as it stands right now, he's gonna lose. So we'll see. A few yeomen being in queue here as well and on the field. Scout will make it out alive. Yeah, good for him.
Pressure on the second pit mine is coming in. 4 Hobolas are on the way, but Donzos in position. Not completely in position, kind of out of position, but the villager gets saved out of the fight and is still building the pit mine, the houses around the pit mine.
Yeah, and they were able to snatch one of the Hobolas there, so with the Donzos, I mean the Hobolas, they don't have a whole lot of health, right? Especially without the accompaniment of the Lords of Lancaster, and so you can snipe them fairly easily with the Donzo mass, and you just need the full army of House of Lancaster to really be able to deal with that.
Okay, pit mine is ready, but lords together with humans will arrive there pretty soon, and yeah, there's still no answer to the human at all. A couple Speerwerfer,
Javelin throws, yeah.
javelin throwers are in queue, but only one archery range, and still only one on the field. So it's definitely not enough to fight this military we do see here by MSN. And yeah, MSN. But that's the thing. MSN puts himself in a quite difficult position because he's running to the pit mine and the pit mine is in the back. So Cosmos had the opportunity to intercept all the reinforcement, but he does not.
Well, I mean, he doesn't know about, like, the rally point is outside of his vision range, and so he can't really deal with that. But yeah, right now he's moving in Musafadis as well in the Donzos. Not enough jab throws at the moment, but at the same time, the Musafadi should be fine against the Lords of Lancaster here. Just one spearman from the House of Lancaster. Did lose the pit mine, so the damage is being done. House of Lancaster and Msn.dk was able to deal that damage, at least for the time being. And just being annoying, you know, it's like Malians loves to just boom away and prepare for Castle Age and be left alone, and MSN obviously doesn't let that happen. Also, he's out on the map here, getting the deer here very nicely. Has a good amount of villagers on gold, so his gold income is on point. Isn't using too many resources on the upgrades though, so could look like a semi-fast, like a responsible Castle Age. Something that House of Lancaster also really likes to do. 2 manors at this time. One is over here, and the other one, yeah, right there on the other deer pack as well. Also in range for this stone as well. So yeah, not too bad. Not too bad of a position to be in if you're Msn.dk. Let's put it like that.
Yeah. Mali is dropping some walls. Also, MSN.dk is dropping some walls. MSN.dk has the more comfortable wood lines to protect his deer there than Cosmos has in his situation. So, yeah. But and also Mali is going for the deer, but Homelas surrounding Mali's base, and Cosmos does not have some spears in position to protect the walls on his left flank. Now Don's coming in, and will just get safe into safetiness, so no villager echo damage here, but just idle time, not only on the wall but also on the wood line, because he retreated with all echo villagers, with all villagers on the wood line, in case the hobblers wanna dive the wood line.
Yeah.
And castles coming in.
Yeah, so White Tower is the choice here, not the King's College, but instead, yeah, the White Tower protecting the forward gold here, also kind of the whatever's remaining here from of this wood line, gold rather, not wood line. And yeah, as I said, a responsible timing for Castle Age. You have all your lords, you have 2 of the 3 manors that you can build from the start. From start of Feudal Age, obviously, and now he can move into the upgrades, getting the Yeoman upgrade first to Veterancy. He has 23, so that's a sizable amount, and only 14 Jav throws on the other side to counter that. Do we have... We don't have a monastery yet, but that could be the next thing, trying to grab some relics.
Yeah, and we have with the White Tower, we do have some men-at-arms already on the field, 3 when the White Tower gets dropped, and also more men-at-arms in queue by Msn.dk. So we have 12 Muzafaris, but I would say it's not enough to deal with these numbers of men-at-arms, not only the numbers of men-at-arms, but also their castle units. And there are 25 yeomen
The Yomis.
supporting Yumis.
Yeah.
Yeah, supporting this military. So yeah. Oh. And Kaoboom, so Cosmos will go for the Kaoboom, but I think it's a bit too greedy in this situation. I mean, there's a big push coming in on the other side. I don't know what his other options here,
I mean, the
I would
perimeter
say.
garrison would definitely be an option, but at the same time, that kind of feels bad because you do want to have that nice eco. Meanwhile, we do have an engagement here, but the Earlscar is actually not really engaging right now into the Malian units. Mind you, they also periodically throw a dagger, so they're kind of a little bit like the Donzos, you know, they can shoot from afar at least once before they have to engage in melee attack. They do have more health because of the Lords of Lancaster, and this is looking like definitely a good fight here for the House of Lancaster. And now from the side, Hopolas coming in. They're still feudal though, so they're not too impressive, and Cosmos is being pushed back. The tower is doing a good chunk of damage, and 2 Lords of Lancaster were already killed. But yeah, pushing Cosmos back into the base more and more, and yeah, all that while being an age ahead is not a very good position for Malians to be in.
Definitely not. And we have a 3-0, right?
Well, no, that's actually wait, is that a threat?
2-0. Oh no, no, no.
That
It's
should be
wait.
the 2-0. Yeah, I mean, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. So Cosmos
Oh, I'm sorry.
playing no worries. The Cosmos playing a really good game here, but Msn.dk obviously one of the best of his craft, able to yeah put up a very good showing why House of Lancaster is a good civ still, even though it's not considered maybe one of the top ones. But you can do some solid damage with that for sure. So up. Oh, I actually didn't check the in-games. I hope the score was displaying correctly. Msn was up 1-0, not Cosmos, in case that was displayed wrong. And Rockies is gonna be next one, and potentially the deciding match of this series.
Oh, what you wanna go on Rockies? I
Let's.
mean, the game before, the Mongol game with the trade, and one another fact that the trade pick or the trade call was kind of smart is there are not so many goals,
Mm-hmm.
especially no big goals as at all. So English with the Imperial passive gold and Mongol with the trade might be worth pick here. Do we see Cosmos Mongols? Maybe. Also, Delhi might be a pick here, but on the other side, Delhi. Oh, yeah, Delhi might be a pick here. MSNDK, Jushi, Sengoku, French, and Byzantine. Who?
Yeah, well,
I don't. There are not so many berries, right, on this map. So
not too
Byzantine
many,
are
no.
no. Byzantine are no here.
Well,
Then we have French, Jushi, and Sengoku left.
yeah, I mean, Byzantines is kind of weird on this map because the stone is so far away from your TC, so
Also this,
going
yes.
for your villagers on the stone is just a little bit, you know. French is played regularly on Rockies as well. That also would be a possibility. I mean, I can't really say anything here because I already know which ones they are picking. Um, so once again, you're 50% correct at least. Let me update the score here. So it is gonna be Juicy's Legacy, played by Msn.dk against Delhi Sultanate. And Yeah, just loading into the game. I'm guessing that we'll have a slight observer delay, so we can still talk about the theory of this matchup. Yeah, 20 more seconds, so we'll hop in shortly. But what would be your prediction? How is it going to get played, and which Civ generally has the upper hand here?
Hmm. I think Jushi.
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, it's true. Dili is a very aggressive civilization, especially when they hit feudal. But on the other side, together with the sacred sites, on the other side, Chushi with the IO play, and they have an IO opener already in the on the starting of the game, to the start of the in the beginning of the game.
Hmm.
Come on, so he can produce a military if he wants to go for a feudal as well, pretty fast, pretty strong, and the sacred sites, they are kind of close. To both bases, and they are close to each other. So it's not like on Terraria when you have a sacred site on the left side of the map and on the right side on the map in the corner, and at least one can be captured by Delhi because the military is not fast enough. You don't have the opportunity on this map.
Mm.
And yeah, because of this, I would expect Chuji is here the favorite civilization on based on the map situation,
Yeah.
not only because of the player.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I would definitely put Juicy's Legacy also as at least slightly stronger. I mean, the Sacred Sites, they're okay. You can definitely take at least one of them, and Delhi with the Ghazi Raiders will be pretty mobile on the map as well. So I think in terms of Sacred Sites, it's probably gonna be okay. I think one thing that Juicy's Legacy definitely has going for them is Pro Scouts. That will be a good, like usually is being played on this map. So I wouldn't be too surprised if we see all the deer from this side and on also from the left side being taken. Another thing that Juicy's Legacy will be able to do is I already see a really good meditation garden here with the
Yes.
gold. You have the berries, you have a big wood line. So that definitely would be an option where you can put it, and then you have a good, some good passive income provided by that. And yeah, just the timing. I think sometimes to me it's the timing, especially with supervision. You can get some really good timings with your lancers, with the pro scouting, and Delhi can at least feel a little bit slower with just how long the upgrades take until they're completed, and so it could be that depending on if you're going to like a fast castle play maybe with Delhi with Juicy's Legacy that you can just overrun your opponent. Meditation Gardens actually being dropped a little bit more conservatively in the back. Did Okay, so Msn definitely did scout that position, but he decided to
Yeah.
go against the gold here. Well, I mean, maybe the distance is not. I mean, he should have
That's
gotten
kind
a
of
few.
crazy.
He should have gotten a few of the berry patches at least. So a little bit. But I mean, maybe it's safer. It doesn't have gold, and so it's just food and wood. That is true, but it is safe. You can wall it in, and you have like wood and food for the rest of the game. And maybe he's not too worried about the gold at all, and he might also not
Maybe.
plan this to be a very long game either way. So yeah, but
Yeah,
interesting
maybe.
choice.
Definitely interesting choice. But because you were talking about Lancers, I don't think you have the option to go for a castle timing play
Hmm.
here as Juji, and to push into Lancers to do some damage because with all the imams, with all the scholars
Hmm.
on the side of Delhi, And the mechanics they have, Diddy can pump out spears, shit ton of spears when Cosmos is recognizing or realizing, okay, this should be a castle timing into lands or something like this. And also Dilly has somehow a free sacred sites, especially with the delay because of the pro scouts, right? So not sure if against Delhi, Chuji, Castle, Pro Scout into Castle timing is gonna work.
Yeah, I mean, not sure either. It's just that if you would go that route, then yeah, Delhi can produce a lot of spearmen. That is true, but then they don't have the map control, so you would kind of forfeit the map control. And so I don't know. I'm just spitballing at this point. I'm just really curious to see how it's played. I just remember, and maybe that's maybe that's the reason why I say that it would be played or it could be played that way. Is I remember one time playing against a mate, and I was playing Delhi, and he was playing Juicy's Legacy, and I was like, while I was still going to take the sacred side, he was already castle age. Just overran with the lancers, and so that was a very traumatic experience for me. So yeah, but yeah, we do have the pro scouts here. The deer being picked up, so there's no deviation from that gameplay here at all. It is slightly less valuable just because, of course, with the latest patch, you do lose a little bit of food the moment you pick it up, as long as you carry it. So when you carry the deer, then you lose a little bit of food, so you lose about 40 food per deer. But other than that, of course, it's still very, very valuable. First, Garzi is hitting the field and also trying to disrupt the pro scouting here just a little bit. I do not know why it's still a little bit laggy. Let me just pause for another second here. It just feels a little bit glitchy here.
Yeah. Spears are on the field to defend the Pro Scouts. A lot of scholars are running in the middle of the map, so Cosmos decided to commit into this. Oh, okay.
I mean, as long as you don't lose the Ghazis, you can actually go toe-to-toe with the Spearmen, even with Ghazis. We do have a Jugunu now coming here as well. I mean, it's a very risky play because you don't have a lot of health to work with. Maybe it's also just waiting for the timing that he can, you know, when Sanctity finishes and he can grab the Sacred Sites immediately. But yeah, 3 out of the 4 scholars that he has are here, which means that, yeah, Sanctity is gonna take a while. Usually it could be finished pretty much about now.
"30 seconds left for Sanctity. And there's a horseman on the field next. He's collecting. No, okay. I thought the spear is also a scholar. I'm wrong. Now, the scholar is waiting on this one sacred site, so he wants to collect it immediately, but there's a horseman running around there, so he will intercept that guy pretty soon. Sacred site is getting captured. A lot of scholars waiting there as on the sacred site, so healing is provided, but military numbers are pretty solid for MSN. And also the military combination is not in favor for Cosmos, let's say it this way.
Yeah, not at all. And so yeah, you do have the Spearman clashing with the Spearman and with the Ghazis. One Ghazi going down, the other one is very, very low health. Another going down. And this is, oh my goodness, yeah, this is not the army comp that you need in this situation. Also, you're not getting the sacred side faster if you have more scholars there. So he could actually have taken one of the scholars over to the other side. But it is what it is. It doesn't matter anymore.